think Oliveira being the underdog here, I think there's a lot of value here. I think that he's extremely motivated by this fight against Makhachev. I think that he feels disrespected heading into this fight. I think he's trained harder than ever in preparation for this fight. I always worry about seeing the shots of him walking around with a lion. I'm like, did he buy a lion? I'm like, if he bought a lion, it's all over. That's it. He's done. He's losing this fight. But no, it seems like he's still focused. And I just like what he's been saying in leading up to this fight. Oliveira, I think he's been much better than we've seen him in the past. In previous fights, which again, for me, Brian, I agree. I've had that image of Oliveira looking great, and then everything, it's like a house of cards, just falls apart, and he just loses all of a sudden. I don't think he's that same guy. I think he has been, he's much stronger mentally. I think he's much stronger technically, where now he can follow up his attacks, as far as submissions, one after another, with more confidence and with more technical precision. I think on the feet, he's way better than he was before. Islam is going to be a problem positionally on the ground. I don't think he's going to make the same kind of mistakes that the other fighters has made. So, I could see Makhachev winning, but I think Oliveira early on needs to bring a firestorm and just put the heat on Makhachev early. So I'm going to take the underdog here. I think there's value. I need those points. Let's go with Oliveira.
How fluid is Islam getting in his striking, the combinations and stuff, or is he just, we throw the big bolo shots to get just to close the distance, but is he getting comfortable with it? Has he been working on those hands? And I mean, you're the man to ask. I mean, how comfortable is he with his striking combos and putting things together, upstairs, downstairs, throwing the kicks and everything like that?
Yeah, extremely comfortable with him on every area. That's why, I know people blast me for it, but I say that as a lightweight, and I say lightweight. I'm not saying all weights. He's the most well-rounded fighter that I could call in the lightweight history. In lightweight, so that people go, go, yeah. If you want me to name all the other great ones that I think are great all the way around, Dimitri. I might say Mighty Mouse might be the greatest of all time, all around, in my opinion. John Jones is another one. I mean, there's a lot of them, but I just use the lightweight, and I'm not saying the greatest because I say well-rounded. Okay, he can do it all, and Islam Makhachev has the whole package. He can do it all. So we're able to go with him. Like, for instance, his last fight when he fought at the Apex, okay, we were going out there. We were going to do stand-up. We're going to play the whole stand-up game. And I kid you guys not, while we were going out, I looked at his opponent and I said, hey, Habib, you know what? Let's change the game plan. Let's just take this guy down. He doesn't look that big compared to Islam. Let's change the game plan. He looked at me and goes, I think you're right, coach. We tell Islam as we're walking out, change the game plan. Take us down. Guess what happened? Took him down. There you go. Finish. Because why? Because he's that good.
Everybody still see him as the GOAT. Everybody still see him as number one, as the number one welterweight, on the planet. And I feel like, me becoming in my prime in the fight George St. Pierre when he was in his prime, I feel like I'd be a problem for George St. Pierre. That'd be my dream matchup, no cap. And everybody like, man, he wouldn't do. Like I said, all that hate, all that talk is all good. Because George is what got me into MMA. George is the one that showed me, you got to be a complete fighter. You can't be one-dimensional. You gotta know how to strike. You gotta know how to grapple. You gotta know how to have IQ. You gotta game plan. You gotta have great conditioning. You have to have flexibility. George St. Pierre showed me all these things when I was younger. So understand that now that he has showed me these things, that I have even evolved even more than that. And I feel like the fighting style that I have would be bad for George, man. I feel like I turn up GSP. Prime GSP versus Prime me right now. Oh, I'm sorry. And then y'all gotta realize, I'm not a 185er. I fight at 185, but I'm not a 185er. I'm 9-2 as a welterweight. And I'm sorry I'm getting emotional, but it's just crazy to me because a lot of people are like, why are you picking on welterweights? What you mean? Them niggas the same height as me. They the same weight as me. Tyrone Woodley, Kamaru Usman, Leon Edwards, who else? Bilal Muhammad, Sean Brady bigger than me.
When you become anemic, your red blood cell count just drops. And I was able to get myself back by using an anemia medication I knew I wasn't allowed to take. I took the risk, and I have owned up to all of it.
Dude, I was looking at like the interviews last night on the UFC show. This guy's just the audacity. I used to love this guy. You know, I met him when I told you, when Al won the show. He's just a nice kid student in the game. Who let this guy down this path? Just the audacity, and there's no remorse when he talks like he's going for the 3rd championship, man. If I'm Cody Garbrandt, man, I'm suing this guy right now. This is really, I was taken back last night, man. I really was. I mean, you got to take this shit serious. I'm all for a clean sport, but when you start talking like of all your accomplishments and you know you're a cheater, what is that? Sociopathy? What is it? Let me know.
And I feel like the fighting style that I have would be bad for George, man. I feel like I turn up GSP. Prime GSP versus Prime me right now. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, chest. I can't breathe. Gonna be ready? I'm being ready. Okay. Let's get money. Let's get money, bro. All right. Appreciate it. Good guy.